Let's Talk Tum. I am Alexis Mitchell, the host of this. I am going to name this video. I'm going to give you, a idea of what Let's Talk Tum is, what I'm going to be doing in the behalf of this project. So this is why I'm making this video. Before I get started, I always like to give a shout out to the viewers, the people that has been viewing the videos, the likes, the posts on Facebook. It's been amazing. I thank God for every person that is supporting this mission. I want to share with you what I'm doing and what I plan to do in the future with Let's Talk Tum. Before I get into everything, I want to go to the Facebook page. With the help of my Vice President, Tamika Ray, she started giving me advice on how to get this started. I'm going to go to Facebook and I decided to make a page for Let's Talk Tum. I don't know if you can see that, but that is the page. It's called Let's Talk Tum. If you ever go on Facebook to ever see this, if you look it up, I'm on there. I put quotes on the page to encourage people. I let everyone know what I'm doing on the page. God has been really good. It hadn't been up a long time, but I've got about 125 likes. People that I don't even know that has really been pushing this, and I'm very appreciative of the people I don't know, the people I do know, of the love and the support that's been shown. But the page is basically, just letting the supporters know what I'm doing, what I plan to do in the future. That's basically what the Facebook page is for. Also, the YouTube viewers, the views has been amazing. I have received more positive feedback from all kinds of people inboxing me, and once again I tell you thank you. The YouTube videos are amazing. People are still watching, and I am grateful for the people that took out the time to listen to this message, because it's so important. It's critical that this kind of information gets out. So Let's Talk Tum is on the internet, it's on YouTube, on Facebook. So it's out there. Also, I met with Alabama AIDS South. So I'm trying to move away from the internet and really get out there and talk to people one-on-one. Because, that's the only way you're going to reach the people. And so I met with AIDS Alabama South today. Had a meeting with them. Meeting was incredible. I met with a lady named Tiffany. I also met with a young man named Danny. He is an educator. He's an education coordinator for AIDS. I met with them, and I told them my mission of what I'm doing. I'm going to be working with them, volunteering my time to talk with them, to work with them, to let them know, let the people know how serious this is, how serious this sickness is. I'm also going to be, they let me know what they got going on. They take care of people with AIDS very well. They make sure they get a house. They make sure that you're going to the doctor. They give you all the care that you need. They ride you where you need to go. They do that. In the meeting, I also asked that they have emotional support for people with HIV, because emotional support is so important, because you can have all these materialistic things and you still have to deal with the fact that you have HIV. And materialistic things don't take care of the emotions. So I asked them in the meeting about the emotional support, and they was telling me they're working on that. They don't have that set up yet. So I told them that I would be more than happy to volunteer my time as a counselor. They said great. They're going to have another meeting. They will be getting back with me because I got to meet with the manager over them. So I filled out a volunteer sheet, and I'm going to be working with them. Let's Talk Tum is going to be working with them to reach people, to let them know that you can live. And one of the reasons why I mention emotional support, because when a person finds out they have HIV, the first thing they think, I'm going to die. And that's not true, because the medications these days are so stronger than they were back in the 90s or when it first came out. There are people that are living with HIV. They can have a child, and the child come out HIV negative. So there's so much hope out there for this sickness, but people still find out when they're diagnosed that, you know, they think the world is over with, and it's not true. It's not true. So why I felt the importance to mention emotional support is because it's so important. You know, your self-esteem, your character, you know, the confidence that you have in yourself, that is so important. It's important that people with HIV don't let another set of people make them feel like you ain't nothing. You know, you got this disease, we don't want to be around you. It don't matter what people think. You have to be confident in who you are. You have to accept your own truth that, hey, this happened, I caught it, and it's best to just deal with it truthfully. So I will be teaming up with them, talking to them about, you know, people getting counseling so they can live a normal life like anyone else. And there's more behind that, so most definitely I will be working with them. Let's Talk Tum. One of my main goals for Let's Talk Tum is to go out and speak. I wrote a Facebook status. At one point, I was an evangelist in the church, and I left the church because of the church hurt. And now that, you know, I truly believe that God has took in my brother's death, and his death has pushed me into a place that I never thought I would be coming back to. When I left the church, I didn't have no idea that I was going to be back preaching or speaking again. But God is so amazing that He have took my brother's death and He have turned it into something positive. It has also been a push for me to get back in the place where I belong. So, my mission with Let's Talk Tum is to go and evangelize to not just to the churches, but to AIDS events, to any speaking events, parties, whatever, educational stuff. My goal is to educate people on AIDS and not just AIDS, but just life, to educate people So I thank God for what he's doing, and I accept what he's doing, and I'm going to do it. But that's one of the main things that Let's Talk Tum will be doing. I will be out speaking to people about dealing with AIDS. Dealing with having AIDS, and a lot of other issues. Let's Talk Tum will not be just based on AIDS, but it will be one of the main factors in it. But it will also deal with other things. Being molested. People don't talk about that. People don't talk about that in the church. And people don't talk about molestation really seriously, and how it affects your life, especially as a child. People don't talk about those things. Okay? Abuse. That's another thing that's not really talked about. And those are some of the issues. AIDS, it's got a secret on it. Molestation has a secret stigma on it. Being abused in any kind of relationship, not just, any relationship, and you're abused in secret, being bullied in the schools, those are stuff that people don't deal with. Mental illness is not really dealt with. It's not really dealt with like it should be. And those are the things that Let's Talk Tum will be targeting. Main thing, AIDS, but it will be targeting those issues because they're overlooked. They're really and truly, they are overlooked. And so I will be traveling and speaking at different places. If places will allow me to speak, I will be speaking to anyone that wants to hear the truth. And it will be wrapped around the principles of the Word of God. This is not just something I just jumped up and chose to do. It's something that I know that God led me to do it, and I'm going to do it. But this ministry is wrapped around the principles of God in the Bible. So that's the way God wanted, and that's how I'm going to do it. So that's one of my missions. I also want to discuss my book. I am working on writing a book. I got in contact with a book publishing company. I was going to get someone to write it for me, but the expenses was a little too high. So I figured I will talk it out. So I got me a dragon set, and I've already did the introduction. I am naming the book I Chose to Live. I've already got the chapters written out, so I'm working on it step by step. I named the book, the reason why I named the book I Chose to Live is because I have been through so much, and I've been through enough to possibly have me God knows where. And I'm just amazed at how God have allowed me to go through so many things at a young age, and I'm still here. I'm an overcomer. And I know there's other people out there just like myself that have been through a lot at a young age. And to be honest, a lot of people don't know how to cope with having a mom that's mentally ill, or dealing with a brother that have AIDS, and seeing pastors and stuff in the church, and you have relatives as pastors and family members, and you see so much division in the family. And so now I know that everything that happened to me, God allowed it. And so I just want to share it in an autobiography for, I want to share my story to people on how He allowed me to overcome. I share a lot of it on the videos. We had the same struggles, but dealt with them differently. But I'm really going to go in the book. If it's God's will, I'm going there. And like I said, I named it I Chose to Live because I could have chose to die. I could have chose to take down. I could have chose a wrong path. But God has kept me through the storm. He's still keeping me. I look back at my life and I truly thank God that I am an overcomer. I'm not a victim, but I am an overcomer. And I also happen to look at my brother's life. Another reason why I named it I Chose to Live, because it goes back to this topic. We had the same struggles, but dealt with them differently. Me and Tom dealt with a lot of things similar. We both grew up in Pentecostal. We both had a desire as children to please God. We both, I am the baby from my mom, but he's the baby boy. But so we both are the babies. We both got caught up in wrong religion, misguidance. We both been molested. We both dealt with a sickness. He caused his. Mine's came just naturally. We just have a lot in common. But his choices the choices that my brother chose, he's not here because of the choices that he chose. He found out he had HIV. He chose to hide behind it. He chose to hide behind religion instead of embracing it. At the age of 9, I discovered I was having seizures. As I really began to get older, I began to really embrace God because I had nobody else to embrace. And even as a child, I always fantasized about being well. This, where I am now, is what I always fantasize about. And I always kept my faith in God that one day I would be healed. I always kept the faith. And I had so many obstacles in front of me saying, you will never be nothing. So that is why I named the book I Chose to Live. And I really believe that God's going to bless it. I'm just going to talk about everything. And it's a part of me healing. So that is what I'm working on also. I'm also going to talk about the topic religion. I'm not finished with that. I took a break from it for a while because school is getting out. I'm finishing finals. Still working. So I had to really just, and I'm still also studying that because I really want to make sure that the right information is being given out. I don't want to just give out my opinion. I want to give what the word says. So I'm doing a lot of studying, and I will be back to finish that. Once again, Pastor Roger Kersey, he will be the person I'm interviewing for the last part of it. I just want a preacher perspective from, what's the difference of God and religion and how it can tear up a church and all of that. After that, I will be speaking on AIDS. I will be talking about AIDS. I will be studying how it breaks down your body. And at the end of that, Tiffany Wells I will be interviewing her. I asked her, she said yes. She's a nurse, so she know about those things. And the third set of videos will be mental illness. I haven't found a speaker for that one, but I'm gonna let God lead me because He will put the right people in the way. So that's the next topic that I will be talking about. So religion will be coming back. I will be coming back with that. Most definitely. I will be coming back with that. I want to give people an idea of what Let's Talk Tum is.